so that your customers can be able to discover not just yourself, but can also discover the services that you offer as a consultant, not within your country, but everywhere. And also, your customers can also discover the products that you sell. So, my profile, we really try to get every business and every person digitally fit to the extent that we've already partnered with one of the Kenyan registries for domains, that is KENIC. They have chosen to give us a domain, that is .me.ke domains, to anyone who wants to take their profiles online, to have their profiles online on their domains. And when you need this, then they give those domains to us for free. So that means it's a big chance for us to take our profiles, either as consultants or just as ourselves with the services that we do. And such profiles are just websites that reside on the internet. Like, for example, myself, in case you want to learn more about me, is just my name, alphonsejuma.me.ke. And then from there you can be able to find more information about myself. And you know, like here we've come and Mr. Peter has been talking about networking. I'm very sure that you will not be able to network with everyone. But how about if it's only your website that you give to someone and then they can learn everything about you? So from that, like I've just said, KENIC is giving us free .me.ke domains, and with just a simple card, or just a simple your name, adding .me.ke, then that's enough. Of course, on such profiles, important things are things about who you are, about you. And I know today we have investors here. Investors really like to do background information about people, so they want to really learn more about your story. What is this that makes you interesting? What is this that they can buy from you as a brand? And therefore, personal websites then become very important instruments for you when we say that you and your brand are digitally fit. Of course, things about what you do, very important. Some of the work that you've done, a gallery of things or places you've been and what you've been able to achieve, and now what we call the timelines. Timelines are like, today I'm here, so I update it on my personal profile with the date and everything that I've been able to do here, plus my video. When you go to such like profiles, I think it's out of this that they were able to discover my profile, but you'll find everything about the companies and brands that you've worked with. I know some of you've really worked with big brands and major brands, and these are important things also that such kind of investors would like to learn about us before they are able to start meaningful conversations with us. Of course, for myself, I'm not bragging, but currently we impacted over 1,000 teams that we work with on different projects. We've also hosted over 10,000 domains that we have. And for myself, again, this I'm not bragging, but every time I make a post, if I decide to do any post online, in a given day, I'm able to reach 1 million people. That's majorly because we've put a lot of emphasis on innovations, and one of our innovations is a platform we call Pearl City, which is a social media just like Facebook and Twitter. And on that alone, with over 700,000 users, we can still, just like Elon Musk does, just one tweet and reach everyone within their network. Of course, there is always a big priority when you are the owner of a network, and that's one of the networks that we have. The services that we provide and all that. But most importantly, I'm an entrepreneur, and I know there are so many entrepreneurs also who are here. And my message to all of us is that having our profiles online, our personal profiles online, can really save us a lot of time, because they can speak to us on what we do at any given time. So I hope the audience here, you really consider that. You already have 3 domains. You can really consider having your personal profiles whenever you're in meetings like this. Then you simply give your profile, and that's it. So that's one of the things in which you can also get digitally fit. Apart from that, we also run a program. I know I've been talking a bit about the digitally fit, but we also run a program where we help brands like yourselves to get digitally fit. For us, that's our main calling. And for that, for you to get digitally fit, or for these people or these guests that we have here, for all these investors to learn more about you, you really need to start by setting up yourself, getting for yourself a logo, getting for yourself a website, getting for yourself a domain, and then posting it, or having functional emails. After that, you really need to get mobile. I know everyone, and in every table, people are just in their mobile phones. Me too, mine is here. So what else can you do with your mobile? I don't know how many people have already gone online and let the world know that they are here. Of course, such kind of content, very important. So for that, there are platforms already existing in Kenya and globally. Bulk SMS is there, where you can have your message branded with your company, and you can be able to route it worldwide. Bulk WhatsApp, there are tools that you can use again to share information, your brochures, to people who are online, and of course, other things like shortcuts, etc. After that, for you to get digitally fit, you really need to consider content. And I'm really happy that there are so many content creators here, photographers who are here, videographers that are here. A lot of content they are going to generate, and I'm very sure they are going to share them with us. So you really need to do that as well, so that your brand can be fully visible online. Then it goes to digital marketing, where we have things like social media, email marketing, search engine optimization, and paid ads. And all this really becomes very important tools for you as a CEO or as a founder for your profile. There are platforms that you can use or portals that exist, both locally and internationally, still to make sure that different people are able to find your profile online. So what we do during this is to make your work easy. We help you take an audit online by just trying to see in each of these areas, how do you perform when it comes to your online presence. Alphonse Juma, who is here, is the CEO of Oracle Group. And at Oracle Group, our main objective is we try to make every brand to get online and become successful on the internet. And when you're online, definitely it means there are a lot of things that you are able to reach out with your customers. Oracle Kenya is based here in Kenya, but we work a lot also with our branches, which are in Canada and Belgium, and how they help us is by helping us with standardization for what goes online. I know we all understand how digital is so big right now when it comes to issues of cybersecurity, issues of AI. So we found it important that we need to leverage on international partners as well. And I'm so glad that we also have guests who are bringing in another perspective of how the digital space is. Like I said, we are fully helping people to go online. And to do that, we really believe in creating innovative solutions, being creative. And for this, we have a team of over 40 people who just help brands to get online, doing a lot of research, and also a passion for hard work. I just talked about then the platform that you can use once I leave this stage here, but we've already made our work so easy because we've innovated a platform called the KE Online. KE Online is a platform that brings together brands. Currently, we have over 178,000 brands that are there. These are companies in different categories, and it's basically a search engine. For us here, we are trying to build Google. Not really we are trying, but we've already built a Google for businesses and brands. So if you are an investor and you're looking for any kind of business in Kenya or any kind of partnerships, this is the platform that you can go to. You can simply search based on a category or based on the name of the business, and then you can find out the brands that you can work with there. In it, we've also done amazing stuff when it comes to CEOs of companies and brands. I think currently we have as many, and most of you will be surprised. The majority of these people that you don't always want to interact with, share contacts with, so we already have them on that platform called keonline.biz. So this therefore means that work is already made simple. For those who want to network, work is already made simple for you. For people who want to invest in ideas and businesses, profiles are already online of Kenyan businesses, where you can see the documentary, a video presentation of their businesses. You can also see the products that they do and the services that also they offer. Now the most interesting thing, even as I conclude, is that all these businesses, we are taking them the East African stage. And for this, we already have the businesses that are from Kenya, so when you go in there, you'll be able to find every business and every brand, individuals, all from the Kenya, and you can imagine, for example, the Research, which are really our friends, they offer POS. So if you want to see a home landscape of how their business spans against the competition from both Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, DRC, South Sudan, Somalia, and others, then already that work is already very simple. So for us also, we'll be looking forward to how we are able to expand on such networks. And for business people like you, the work is already made simple. Now for that business that you do, a person in Congo is handling the same, how a person in Somalia is handling the same. Now what we also do is with the experts. So when you consider things like, for example, those who offer voiceover artists or MCs or DJs, then it becomes very important if you want experts or professionals in those fields, because you've already curated that content. We find this conversation on the CEO's Conclave for Investors Dinner very interesting, because it's a very big conversation. If we together as CEOs, we can be found together, not just to network online, but also to meet our colleagues and to network and do business. I think then this is going to be an interesting evening for all of us. Otherwise, thank you so much and all the best.
A round of applause, please. Thank you very much. And I believe we'd all want to have seen the likes of Mark Zuckerberg, the likes of Steve Jobs document their CEO journey in different tech companies. So I believe this is an amazing initiative. Next up, we'll have a bit of a short break, and Peter will be the next presenter. I believe he's our host, and he's told us a bit about what he does. He'll be sharing a presentation on financial inclusion and sustainability. We'll just get his slides put up on the screen as we wait for the host to come and take the stage.
Good evening once again. I can see networking is already going on. A lot of chit chat, and we appreciate that's our goal for being here. And so once again, I want to say thank you very much for gracing our occasion. And I'm here now to talk about Asia Africa Chamber of Commerce And in that, we are going to talk a little bit about Africa trade and investment. I know Stacy talked about financial inclusion, and yeah, that's part of this. So you're most welcome. And when you talk about Asia and Africa, I just want to give you a little bit of statistics. Huh? I wish David was here, David from the UK, so that you can see how biased I am. Alright? So, Asia, Africa, these are the two largest continents with 6 billion population. 6 billion. We are talking about 75%. We're talking about 75% of the world population, and that's 40% of the world GDP. Asia, Africa, two continents combined. So when we discuss this, because I'm sure the moderator will not give me a lot of time, I'm here just to provoke you with the numbers. I've been a banker for many years, and we used to say that numbers don't lie. Yeah? So, when you have the numbers, the two largest continents in the world, talking about 40% of the world GDP, talking about 75% of the world population, you cannot ignore that. And networking can bring that potential, that opportunity. It can convert it for commercial benefit, for economic benefit. If at all we're gonna leverage on that. Yeah? I know Mr. Santos from Australia, but also from Philippines. So when I say Asia, Africa, no issue. I think so. So, I'll be very brief. Majorly we are talking about the relationship between these two continents, which would facilitate trade. Which would facilitate talking about trade and investment and the opportunities that come in, right? Of course, there we are talking about legacies to modern day partnerships and what Alphonse was talking about, the digital world, you know, the Internet of Things. The world has really become a global village. We agree that, right? David Sunday, we met through LinkedIn, yeah? We started chatting on LinkedIn and he's here. You can see what these platforms can do. Okay. So, historically, the context of trade and investment between Asia and Africa includes influences from the colonial era, shaping economic ties and development paths. The colonial mentality has been one of the challenges that we've had in these two continents. And I remember last year we brought a group of investors from Malaysia, and one of them were so much into animal vaccine. And the discussion was, so your vaccine is very good, efficacy, everything. So if you bring it to Kenya, our production, you know, our animals are gonna have high level production we didn't have before. So the question is, can you have a plant in Kenya where the vaccine production is done? Then you can launch it to other African countries. So it is a win-win situation. And precious people, you know, leaders and CEOs in this place, entrepreneurs, you know that negotiation is a futuristic skill. When two parties sit on the table and they start talking about what venture, a joint venture they want to do together, at the end of the day, the loser or the winner is determined by negotiation skills. And I'm here to tell you from the Chamber of Commerce that it doesn't have to have a loser and a winner all the time. It can be a mutual benefit. It can be a win-win situation. If they have their vaccine manufactured in that country, they can also come and manufacture here. There will be skills and knowledge transfer, right? They will pay taxes around here, but they will gain new markets, right? So the colonial way of trade is something that we're trying to, say there's a better way of collaboration. And I'm very happy because most of the speakers who are here today talking about franchising, David here, I know Santos, Mr. Santos, I know what you're talking about, Dr. Sereni, I know, and even the people online. So when you talk about international trade, then please, we need to talk around who benefits when. Intracontinental trade routes, I don't need to belabor so much on that, and that has been covered by that example that we've just given. So key players and economic indicators for these two continents, remember I'm so much on Asia, Africa. Mr. David Senior was saying, I'm lucky you are out. I could talk so much about Asia, Africa when you're not here. Yeah, but I know what we are doing together. So for you to be able to go out there and trade, because the people seated in this room, nobody said that your trade, your company, the one you lead, the ventures that you do, nobody said they have to be limited within the boundaries of maybe the county of Nairobi. Most of us, you don't want to go beyond Nairobi. You don't want to go beyond Kenya. That's not true. Things have really, really changed. And I like when I hear Oracle talking about going East Africa and such, because this is the time to leverage on that. And you leverage on one another's strengths to become one. Then you have bargaining power, right? Everybody has heard about the Africa Free Continental Trade Agreement. Okay, let me check. How many have heard that? Africa Free Continental Trade Agreement. At least heard about it. Thank you. Okay, how many understand about it? Just to engage with you a little bit. Wow, in investment. I know. Quite a few, right? So you have an assignment, right? You have an assignment. When you go home, please search AFCTA, Africa Free Continental Trade Area. It's just about removing trade barriers, okay? And having commonness. And definitely when we are together, our bargaining power is higher, right? Okay, so that is something that is happening. It's like you're saying, Africa is one continent. So when you talk about the GDP, when you talk about the opportunities, so if you bring your investment in Kenya, that means you have access easily to all these other countries. Yeah, and I believe that is a very, very nice move. I want to say bravo to the current presidents and PMs of Africa, including our president, for especially that bit insisting on that direction. Yeah, it's going to really be a big deal when we are able to work together, right? When you work together, trade volumes, right? When you work together, there's knowledge sharing. Those are the things that we need to do. Who has heard the statement that up here they collaborate, then down here something else happens? Who has heard that statement? Yeah? Up here, they do what? They compete, right? Then down, they compete. Up here, they compete. They do what? Collaborate, right? And then down here, yes. So we should look into one another, including everyone who is in this room. How can I collaborate with you, right? And how can we work together? And that's why even in hosting and doing this together, we've worked with many, many partners. You've seen, yeah. And we are leveraging on the strength of each one of us. And I think we should be bringing the representative. Somebody help me. You bring that senior officer from the office of the first lady. Somebody should bring them. I think we should now just go. Thank you. So, investment opportunities, and I will not really belabor on this, yeah, but our potential investors, please, infrastructure, agribusiness and food security, technological advancements, healthcare and education, Yeah, when you talk about investment opportunities in this region, you can never miss out in these areas. And for us, the entrepreneurs and the leaders in the house, it's good to check whether you can have your feet in this, in these sectors. I am not able to really be so much on that. But when you talk about the challenges and barriers to trade and investment, especially in this context, it's about regulation, infrastructure gaps, and cultural differences. Now, look at regulatory handles. If there is like these trade agreements which are coming up, these regulatory handles are involved, right? And part of the negotiation skills I was talking about is when we sit down, like what happened to Kenya. I'm so proud that the visa-free, the visa-free for everyone in the world, right? Yeah. So, like the two of you, I know David, you prepared long now. The two of you decided to come to Kenya, and last minute, right? Last minute, you book, you go and get the authorization in the government portal, and you move on without struggle, right? So it's about regulation, and we hope other countries and other nations will be able to reciprocate, and of course, that has many other things that come into play. Yeah. But these international relationships, they means a lot, right? Issues to do with cultural differences, they can be handled. Because every time you go in everywhere, I saw most of you, you want to, how do I say hello in Swahili and all that. Everybody's trying to, to fit in the culture of the other one. Those are handles that we can be able to overcome. Okay? Right? Future prospects and the potential areas of growth. Everybody's talking about green these days, right? Let me not go so much into that. Okay. So just in conclusion, I didn't want to take a lot of time. Just in conclusion, if we are going to focus on trade relationships, on networkings, if you're going to focus on that, then there are benefits. There are benefits that go beyond your region. Yeah? For global side, reflecting the global impact of Asia-Africa trade on the world economy and the development goals. Because if you say 75% of the world population, the world population, is in Asia and Africa. What does that one mean? You sort out these two regions, you're also sorting out the globe, right? Then we can start having this interrelationship going to the USA, the UK, and our Russia, and everywhere. Business ties coming up. Yeah? We need to look at regional integration because if we have Maniacha trade blocks, like we used to have the East Africa, right? Then now we are talking about the Africa as well, Asia, Africa, the Africa-Free continental trade area happening and that. Then it's going to foster it, like a factor tree, The relationship is going to continue growing. Yeah. So we will definitely be the beneficiaries. Definitely be the beneficiaries by fostering a trade, advocacy, in working together, trying to understand the others. Welcome, Mheshimiwa Keter. Yeah, we are going to really benefit from that as well. And I also want to welcome you from the office of the First Lady. Thank you so much. Yeah, so it's going to be a very engaging evening, precious people. It's going to be a very potential time, and because I know there are speakers lined, I'm going to stop here. I continue appreciating all of you for coming. Let us ensure we leverage and take advantage of this opportunity. And for those who are online, tunashukuru sana. Thank you so much.
Thank you. A round of applause, please. Our host, Thank you very much for that. Karibuni sana to our guests as well who just joined us. we'll head on to our next presentation as we all seek to collaborate, as has been shared by Mr. Peter. The next presenter is Dr. Sereni, who is and describes himself as an agile businessman, an entrepreneur, full of tenacity and humility. He shows up to engagements with enthusiasm, and we hope his presentation will be filled with enthusiasm today. Dr. Sereni, Karim. A round of applause, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to Stacy as well as Peter Mutinda. Please give them a big round of applause. That's the kind of spirit that we are here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the backdrop of my talking horns. I would like to start with a problem statement for all of us to ponder, but I guess as much that the biggest solution that we will be able to adopt is from this Imara Ole Sereni. If we are united together and position Kenya as the whole entire Africa to this problem statement. My problem statement: the world's population is projected to rise to around 10 billion by 2050, up from more than 7 billion today. That means there will be over 2 billion more people who need food by 2050. Making sure there's enough for everyone to eat will be an increasing concern as the population multiplies. So ladies and gentlemen, this is food security. Now, I am inspired by this statement in relation to what I am doing as halal advocate. You know the term halal, take it as food safety, take it as food hygiene, and all of us will be able to break the barriers and be able to provide food for all. Now, with more than 20 years and one of my many portfolios in halal economy is the regional halal strategies of Popping Horns in Australia, with base in Singapore as their HQ. By the way, I am a true Singaporean from ASEAN. Now, Africa is huge opportunity to develop food security. This is my personal belief. Because why? Together with Popping Horns, we are already in South Africa by putting in full commitment in terms of commercial system for Cavalier, one of the major livestock players in Africa and specialists for red meat value chain. The other is Wolf, a dynamic groceries retail supermarkets in Africa. Our cattle breeding program, we are already in Zimbabwe. This signifies our involvement and continuous contribution in enhancing our food security model globally. Can I have the... Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to stand before you today in Kenya, Eastern Africa, at this CEO Conclave and Investors Dinner at prestigious Imara Ole Sereni to shed lights on the remarkable growth and potential of the ASEAN halal economy and food security, with potential opportunity for cooperation with you in Kenya and Eastern Africa economy in particular. My name is Dr. Haji Zuraimi Jumaat. I'm the Vice President for Average World Private Limited. I'm also the Managing Partner for Eastbend Holdings Private Limited. I'm a Director for Joseon Food Empire Private Limited, and also a Director for United Asia Korea Sendirian Berhad. Two things that I wish to share in my presentation is that I'm the president for Chon-In Poultry Breeding Technology from South Korea with HQ in Singapore, and regional halal strategies, as I mentioned earlier, for Pokemon Australia cattle breeding technology. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as our region continues to evolve economically, the halal market has emerged as a dynamic and influential force, significantly contributing to the prosperity of our nation. As much as Peter Mutinda was mentioning regarding about business numbers, if we are the entrepreneurs, we must be at the top of our knowledge and information. The business numbers, very vital. Now, let's look at the ASEAN halal economy. The ASEAN halal market has reached a staggering total value of 80.6 billion, underscoring its pivotal role in the regional economy. These figures represent not only the economic dimension, but also the cultural and religious significance of halal products and services within our diverse community. Let's delve into the specific contribution of some ASEAN member states to this thriving economy. Let's look at Indonesia. With a Muslim population of 202 million, boasts an estimated market value of 78.5 billion. This highlights not only the vastness of Indonesian market, but also the importance of catering to the diverse needs of its Muslim population. Let's look at Malaysia. With a Muslim population of 17.4 million, has made significant strides in the halal sector, contributing an estimated market value of 16.3 billion. The country's commitment to upholding halal standards and its strategic initiative have positioned Malaysia as a key player in the global halal market. Moving on to the Philippines, I think Dr. Romel Santos must be smiling. His country, where a Muslim population of 9.4 million contributes to an estimated market value of 1.5 billion. This showcases the potential for growth and development within the halal industry, providing an avenue for economic inclusivity. Now, Thailand. Let's look at Thailand. With a Muslim population of 9 million. I just met the Speaker of Parliament of Thailand in Pattani, the southern Thailand, just a couple of weeks ago. And we vowed to actually work together with the Pattani community in the southern Thailand to transform Pattani to be a manufacturing hub, bringing in the halal technology so that we will be able to produce the Thailand product and the Asian and going into the Saudi market. Because they have a very strong connectivity. They have a huge people in Saudi are from the Pattani, right? So ladies and gentlemen, this statistic we have just explored underscore the immense potential of the ASEAN halal economy and its food security. Let's look at Kenya. While I was driving together with the Grab driver, I was asking, what's your population? It's about 52 million, right, Dr. Robert Santos? And I also said, how many Muslim population that you have here? I was very surprised. It's close to about 1/10 of the huge population of 52 million. This, to me, is a great asset for the whole entire Kenya to come together and transform the manufacturing facility in Kenya to be the export transformation to the whole entire global market. Now, standing over here, giving the part of the talks, what I believe we must be in the footprints. We must first be doing the business. Then we'll be standing over here and making the sharing. Integrating this halal business from 4 verticals, I take the stand to work within the ASEAN economy to create these halal capabilities present within my organization. For instance, if we are in the Kenya comes together and be the beacon and the gateway to the whole entire African region. Now for me, Singapore is a very small nation. We are just about 5 million, but we are within ASEAN. We try to work within us in Singapore, ramping up the connectivity within ASEAN, the stronger we will be better. Now, what I've done, Malaysia has been a key player in the global halal market, particularly in the food and cosmetic sectors, right? It has established itself as a hub for halal products and certification. Then what do I do in Malaysia? So in Malaysia, we are now expanding our logistic and processing plant for vegetable farming, as Malaysia is one of our largest vegetable import for the past 50 years. If I do in Malaysia and I grow my own crops, I would be able to control the whole entire value chain, and I'm doing the distribution in Singapore for all of my HoReCa. You get what I mean? If we could be doing the same from Kenya, and we do the distribution within the whole entire Africa, wow, this is magic. Now, not only that, in Malaysia, we started to work on halal research and development for both agri-technology on cattle and poultry chicken breeding with local university in Malaysia. Now, we cannot be working by ourselves. Collaboration just now. Synergy. Find the right partner. This is the way forward to transform our economy. We are also partnering with Malaysia Halal Institute to strengthen our halal certification between both cross-border of Malaysia and Singapore. Very important. As neighbors, we must be working together, right? And we are also developing a manufacturing food facility to tap Malaysia's branding as global halal player. This is my product, and it's ready to eat, and I'm going to export to the rest of the global world. You get what I mean? And I want to find partners in Kenya who will be able to work with me, and we form our technology, and we do from Kenya and moving towards the Africa. After that, we look beyond Kenya and Africa into the Saudi market, into the Middle East market, into the Russian market, into the China market, because the closeness in part of this close proximity and vital to me. Let me take you to what we do in Indonesia. Now, Indonesia is one of the largest Muslim majority countries and a significant contributor to the global halal market, especially in the food and beverage sector, right? If today I just have a coffee, a Kenyan coffee, I say, come, I want this coffee, I'll bring this to my ASEAN region, because I'm an importer. We can move the whole entire, and we do trade. So this is something that what we are looking for. So in Indonesia, we are partnering with government-led company in Indonesia to provide international facilitation for halal food import into Indonesia, given our expertise in Singapore managing food security supply chain. We are also venturing with Indonesia's largest poultry player into an agricultural venture and to tap both local distribution in Indonesia and for them to tap our free trade agreement and global supply chain distribution into a larger halal economy. I think Peter Mutinda did mention, does Kenya has a free trade agreement? You should have. So you should be utilizing this free trade agreement to be doing trade without any boundaries. In Brunei, Brunei and Singapore, we are very small nation, right? But what we do in Brunei, we are developing a joint halal supply chain with our partners in Brunei to offer a complete solution and cross-border supply chain for supplies of food security import, given our strong door-to-door relationship and our strong financial standing and currency. Between the dollar Singapore as well as the Brunei Singapore, we are the same. If I import into Singapore, I only have about 5 million, right? If I import into Singapore with this 5 million, I can also do for Brunei. You get what I mean? And Brunei also can be the manufacturer for our ingredients or for our food in terms of the global economy with their branding. So I hope brothers and sisters from Kenya work together as how we work within ASEAN and try to propagate between Kenya as the beacon of the economic transformation that if it beef, make it beef as a producer and Kenya to be the gateway for the whole entire Africa. That's what the vision that we have. Now lastly, Singapore, a global halal hub, we will focus on certification, logistics and trade facilitation. I welcome any one of you from any form of trade. If you wish to actually work with me, work with the Singapore system, work with the Singapore branding into the Asia market, we welcome you, right? So you can always come to me after this. Now, I have just completed a high-level halal trade forum. I've just completed a high-level halal trade forum with the Ministry for Agriculture and their export center in Moscow before traveling to Kenya, which took place on 22nd January 2024 via webinar with more than 100 elite companies in Russia and supported by their embassy for Federation of Russia in Singapore. It's all about connectivity. Today, I'm meeting you. We will be able to engage. Tomorrow, we will try to put the whole entire radar and we try to transform the international trade commitment from all the various regions together. I'm also leading a trade pact with the National Union of Fishermen because we are also seafood importer, for the region. With support from Puducherry Province and the United World Halal Development to establish import facilitation and joint cooperation into fishery supply into Singapore's distribution. So I believe we in Kenya, we can also adopt a very similar approach. Now, ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, how to develop our own supply chain strategy. Can Kenya develop this food supply chain strategy? I believe we can. Right? But of course, we must be united. We must all come together. And it's talking about from your agricultural farmer right to the restaurant. Today, I have already accomplished all of this. So that's why, I'm standing over here to share with you, the importance of developing these smaller footprints. We must be involved in every part of this. But of course, when we already achieve that, the value chain and the supply chain, we must work with the major corporation wherever they are. You get what I mean? So as one that champions the ecosystem within halal supply chain, it is important that we understand the several business footprint that can relate to this halal journey. Today, I am managing this halal business from 4 verticals. Let me share with you. Now first, downstream for supply chain, right? Now, at the downstream of the supply chain, this is where I am, running the logistics in Singapore for the whole entire distribution, the whole entire ingredients that we import from all over the world. And I want to import anything that is good from Kenya or even from Africa so that we will be able to do the part of the trade connectivity. Now, on the part of the upstream for supply chain, this is what I do. I'm the ASEAN IP partner to the poultry chicken and the cattle breeding technology in Singapore for an ASEAN strategy. You get what I mean? So we will equip this halal sustainable environment in green economy and to transform digitalization for traceability in halal food safety within this upstream of the supply value chain through blockchain as a way forward for our sustainable halal economy. Now let me talk a little bit regarding about this technology of poultry breeding. Now as the president of the Joint In Poultry Breeding South Korean Technology with Singapore SHU, accessible with full information to industry development. Let me share with you the statistic. Yeah, this is the statistic sourced from Food and Agriculture Organization Corporate Statistical Database in 2017. Today, it definitely would be higher, perhaps maybe about 20 to 30%. Now, it shows poultry production business in ASEAN are in billions. This is what I want to share. And I believe if we work together to bring this breeding technology in Kenya, as well as opening up the whole entire part of this movement, Kenya can be, the breeding technology hub for the rest of Africa. You got what I mean? And let's look at the numbers. You can look, even every part of the ASEAN will eat chicken. And this is close to about $12 billion US market within our region. Why chicken? As you know that cattle takes about 18 months to grow before being slaughtered. Pig will take 6 months. Chicken only needs 6 weeks. The demand for chicken meat and egg based on daily consumption is much higher than other sources of protein. 1 layer chicken delivers egg almost every day for more than a year. And one broiler chicken provides about 2 kilograms of rich protein meat every 45 days. In fact, this is a solution for global food shortage. What I'm describing to you, I'm the advocate for a non-GMO chicken. I do right from the pure line to the great-grandparent stock, to the grandparent stock, to the parent stock, and to the commercial chicken. And the commercial value will be very, very competitive. Okay? The last few minutes. You take a look, this is the challenges for us for poultry business in our ASEAN economy, because we don't hold the breeds. We need to buy the breeds, right? We need to buy the breeds and only at the part of the farmers as well. So we can talk this in a separate session, or you can ask me during the Q&A session. And this is something that the limited access information on GGPS and pure line in poultry, and that's why we are unable to actually control the whole entire value chain for the chicken breeding. Now, the next one, I will talk regarding about build an integrated manufacturing facility and capability. This is something that I wish to state my intention. I'll talk more to Peter Mutinda, right? If we can set up a manufacturing facility in Kenya. This is something that we have done within the ASEAN, and we want to do in Kenya to tap into the African market. And the next one, this is very important. I partner with the banks, and Maybank in Malaysia is my partner to work on the Sharia investment fund capability via another of my company, that is East Bank Holding Private Limited. And that's where it's me. And Alhamdulillah, in February, as one of the council members for Singapore Saudi Arabia Business Council. Saudi Arabia is a very, very important market. So we can always share this, but of course when you want to enter into the Middle East as well as Saudi Arabia, you must know what is halal. I make it simple for all of us because we want to do the business, right? So if today I can actually settle, in Thailand, Park Food, one of the biggest conglomerate, within 2 weeks, I settled their certification. Because we know the trade, we know, and there shouldn't be any form of a kind of a trade barrier because of certification. Yeah? Now, my last part, how can we work together? Kenya, Africa, as well as ASEAN. I hope we need to understand what is the concept of halal supply chain in food sector for Kenya to develop, right? The importance of establishing your laboratories and using analytical techniques of validating authenticity in your food production and ensuring your food safety. All this is a must. This is number one. Then we can go into the food manufacturing, or even to the part of the distribution and supply chain. We need to equip ourselves with the talent of having FSSC 22000, ISO 22000 and everything, the BRC and everything. So we need to be able to come in together and have this food safety regulation a top priority for us. Now my second few last slide. How might halal supply chain contribute to Kenyan national economy? In my opinion, there are two approaches. First, build a holistic halal ecosystem that believes investing in talent and knowledge creation and to empower skill development in the area of food safety, halal auditing, product authentication, sales process automation and supply chain management. Right? For instance, as I mentioned, we can always offer to Kenya and the Eastern Africa training talents from Singapore's experience. Right? We can always collaborate and we can actually work with other international halal certification bodies by leveraging our resources in terms of talent development, international market branding, research and development, international linkages, and our reputation as well. Right? And the last but not least, what I hope to achieve, Kenya as the future of halal industry, or you can say as Kenya as the future of food safety or food security industry. You know, we can always make halal as kind of a secondary, but we cannot eliminate the potential of the growing halal economy as we are also trading with the Middle East and the rest of the Asia. Now, what I wish, benchmarking a successful case of Food Valley in Netherlands, for example, we can be so-called the Food Safety Valley in Kenya, right? And I hope this is something that we will be able to achieve. And last but not least, this is where my technology, and I have a chicken that is a rating, and it's a non-GMO chicken. So hopefully, we will be able to do something together, yeah? And let me give my end parting. Last but not least, the potential partnership between Kenya, Eastern African region and ASEAN towards building a halal supply chain serve as a beacon of hope and cooperation. This can only address the growing global demand for halal products, but also stimulate economic growth, enhance cultural exchange, and promote sustainable development. This collaboration, in my opinion, can create a world where consumers have access to high quality, ethically produced halal products or a food safety product, regardless of borders. And of course, the halal supply chain connecting ASEAN and Kenya, Eastern Africa to the rest of the world is more than just a logistical link. It's a testament to the power of trade, culture, and cooperation. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for listening to my presentation. Thank you very much. I believe probably Singapore, we love our brothers and sisters in Kenya. May we work together. Thank you very much. Once again.
By our guests that we have present with us, Honorable Kitera, you're very welcome. Feel free to come and address us, tell us something about CEOs, investments,
I'm honored for you discussing this strategy, this renaissance of Africa. Investors were here from Malaysia, Singapore, where else? Europe to Kenya. And when I stand here, I can just imagine a few years back, the challenges we had as countries, as investors. Had you talk about halal, it reminds me of the huge potential that is available right now in Kenya. And we want that infrastructure. See that infrastructure from the processing all the way. But what we really need is that now the linkage from the market and the available raw materials that we have here. And if you go to every ministry in our government, talk about just one, like livestock. We really need a feeder process. We are importing things which are really not supposed to be imported. So as investors who are sitting here, there is huge potential in investment in Kenya because we have dynamic young population, we have the ready raw material. You'll realize there's so many untapped potential within the country. We have land. We have land whereby you can easily, as investors, you can easily find yourself, you can be given by the government. If you have a product or an idea that is going to transform the way we do our normal things in this country, especially in food processing, animal food processing. We talk about food, what we eat. You'll realize that here we like raw food from farm. But when you talk about now feeding our livestock, because we come from different communities here, we have the pastoralists, where we need transformation is in the pastoralist community. We have hides, skins, and we are destroying it. We just need ideas. But no, we have the ideas. Now you as an investor, if you can come with money, we'll show you where you can get it, take the money and
me. All right. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's CEO Conclave dinner. So, we'll be presenting to you something about digital and conventional business innovation. So, imagine a world where blockbuster still reigns supreme, where we hail taxis on street corners, and where we rely solely on brick and mortar stores for our shopping needs. Sounds like a distant memory, doesn't it? It's like us going to conventional shop. During the pandemic, everyone stopped doing it, and we all went into our smartphones. That's because we're living in the era of digital disruptions, where innovations has reshaped the way we do business. And tonight, we will explore the fascinating journey of digital and conventional business innovations. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Romel Santos. I am the Chief Executive Officer of SAM Digital Technologies. We are a company based in Melbourne, Australia, and tonight we're going to look back of how the digital innovation comes into play and become a major playing role in our daily lives. In a world that is constantly evolving, where technology advances at an unprecedented pace, and where consumer expectations continue to soar, the ability to adapt and innovate becomes paramount, and innovate has become the business seeking to thrive today's competitive landscape. So I guess all of you here today will probably have all your cell phones, the latest iPhones, the latest Samsung, the latest and we run our lives on smartphones. Would you not all agree? If we do not have this technology, what would have happened? I am here in Nairobi, Kenya today with 284 staff globally. I was able to run my business from where I am sitting here with you while listening to all the beautiful presentation today. Our company, SAM Digital Technologies, we are in a digital and conventional business development. What we do is we offer a hybrid business solution where we connect the digital world to the conventional world. And how we've done it is so unprecedented because every single banker, every single investment people that we've spoken to only says one thing: we have not heard what you have done. And why we are standing here today, traveling so many miles away with my business partner, Dr. Sereni, here from Singapore, took him more than 32 hours to travel. We did not come here to just show our face. As an investor myself, I saw the best potential of being ahead of the market here in Kenya. Our business is very focused on digital platform. In Australia, we own our own independent money remittance, where we remit a lot of cross-border payments, and I believe a lot of Kenyans in Australia would probably be using our portal. We do have our own electronic money issuing license in the Philippines, fully regulated by our central bank. And I've seen that here yesterday when we were with Mr. Hilamutinda at the car park. He's paying the car park using his phone, technologically advanced.
We own our own foreign exchange license. Now, having said to all of those platforms, fully regulated by 7 jurisdictions, we're registered in Singapore, we're registered in the Philippines, we're registered in the United States, we are registered in the United Arab Emirates, we are registered in Australia and in New Zealand. So it's about being ahead of the market. But you know the sad reality on technology? It cannot progress without a conventional brick and mortar business to complement that technology. So some digital technologies, we own our own franchise restaurants. We actually own 500 of them. I am the first crazy one in the Philippines that I've offered I buy one, take one cooked chicken. So you buy half chicken, you get the other half chicken for free. You buy the quarter chicken, you get the quarter chicken for free. The story there is, during the pandemic, we are a contract grower for chicken. So we contract grow 500,000 to 1 million chicken every 40 days. And this is why me and Mr. Dr. Sereni click so much, because we are an advocate of non-GMO product ourselves as well. So we own 3 farms in the Philippines where we cater anywhere from 500,000 to 750,000 on one farm. And we own 3. We own our own shrimp farm. We have 2 shrimp farms in the Philippines, and we own our own cultured fish, and we own our own buying station. So all of our farms are actually central on our community social responsibility, because at first I thought I was just wanting to give economic opportunity to people. At the end of the day, where we become ahead of everyone is us being able to open our market, to diversify our market. And being in those conventional businesses, we own our own investment license as well. So we're not here to cook chicken. Although we have 500 restaurants, and we are in the process of bringing that 500 restaurants to 5,000 restaurants. Only in the Philippines, because we are 140 million in population, with our brand revenue of around about $17 million in just on the restaurant. I wasn't lying. Now,
Mic test. There you go. So our investment license in Australia, and we are replicating this investment license in Singapore together with Mr. Sereni, and we're actually opening this investment license in the United Arab Emirates, enable us to be able to collect investment for retail real estate investment fund and in our private investment fund. So our specialty is actually not those verticals. Our expertise is actually creating money or printing money so that we can invest in many different countries. And I'm hoping, and I was talking to Mr. Peter Mutinda last night, that we're hoping to stimulate or contribute into economic stimulation here in Kenya. The opportunity or the opportunities is so vast, as was earlier mentioned by our good gentleman from the government here, that
going to conclude my short presentation because I am sure that there will be a lot of you here that will be very, very looking forward to the beautiful dinner prepared to us by the host. I strongly believe that the digital economy is here to change how we deal with our daily lives. Seriously, I believe that if we all work together, we can forge and create future where innovation knows no boundaries. And with your current government at the moment, in my 3 days here, and all I hear is about the government here is so open with all opportunities. Being an investor, an operator, and an innovator, I strongly believe that we must not waste this time, that this is just what the Uber driver said yesterday. 5 years for the current president, and he prays hard. This is what the Uber driver, his name is Joseph, he prays hard that the president will extend its term by another 5 years. He prays hard. I hope Joseph was here. And you know what I said to Joseph yesterday when we were eating at this barbecue place yesterday? Somewhere about 40 minutes from here, where we eat goat meat and they put it on the barbecue. Curry. I said to him, I will make you the next millionaire here in Kenya. Seriously. And I put on my business group today when we were having, I had lunch with him yesterday. I believe he is, like he is one of those guys that have the brain. I had lunch with him yesterday because he took me out for a haircut. And then I was sitting with Dr. Sereni having breakfast this morning. I said, I need you to see this Uber driver. And I had lunch with him again. And I said to my business group, Mama Olich, yeah, the fish place. I said to my business group, the future millionaire. I'm standing with the future millionaire. You know why I'm so confident? From April this year, today, we raised $20 million by not leaving home. This is how powerful digital technology is. And that 20 million that we raised enabled us to reach a goal or a market cap of $500 million. And with what this Dr. Suraitis has presented, with what Mr. Mutinda has presented, and I remember saying to Suraimi earlier, the first presenter, whatever your name is, I said to him, I love him already. Because if we join all force together, I believe Kenya will be the next Singapore. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that. Once again, please, a round of applause to the next Singapore. A very warm round of applause to the next Singapore. The presentation was short and sweet, and I believe to Joshua, the Uber driver, better days are coming for him. Next up, we'll have the sponsor of this event, which is Finsco Africa, telling us a bit about what they do. As we commence to a short break, we'll have a 15-minute break and reassemble here back at 7:20. Just in case we've never been here before, and a multiverse consultant for that matter, focusing on horizontal integration in real estate, investment advisory, and consulting. Mr. John Maura will tell us a bit about Finsco as he walks up, and outside we'll be able to just see the first tent being Finsco. Feel free to just head there and check out a bit on what they do. Mr. John Maura, welcome. Tell us a bit about your clients and your business. A round of applause, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you so much. My name is John Maura. Yeah, the CEO of Finsco Africa. Finsco Africa, we are a financial solution company. We never started as a real estate company, but a solution providers on finance matters. Having checked on finance, being a finance student, one thing I can tell you, I've realized we have solutions with us, but we fear. We fear. And fear number one, I will not start with real estate. Now that even Mheshimiwa is here, I'll start with this. In year 2010, even for our guests here, we passed a constitution. And we started implementing that constitution in the year 2013. Now, that constitution created 47 governments. And those 47 governments, I know people are worried, why am I not talking about Finsco? Let me tell you about where I'm saying I finished, then you. Those 47 governments, some function were revoked. I want you to pay attention to what I'm telling you. 47 government functions were revoked. One of the functions that was revoked is agriculture. Today, we have a GDP of 110 billion US dollars. I think it's slightly almost, if you look at the Singapore one, it's way above. It's almost 370 there. But you look at ours is 3 times ours. But if you look today, our GDP per capita, per person, is about $2,000. But if you look at the GDP of Singapore, somewhere in the range of 70 to 76,000 US dollars. This is uncomparable. We can't compare. But the population that you have is about 5.6, almost close to almost 6 million thereabouts. We have 55 million. Our problem is one. Our GDP today, which is about 110, nearly is contributed about 40 to 45% by agriculture. Where is the problem? The problem is when we devote the agriculture and the function was devoted for the agriculture, at the devote function at those counties, the amount of money they put towards agriculture is barely less than 10%. Tell me, when are we going on to have a problem of food security in Kenya? Now that Dr. Jamal was here talking about food security, come and invest here. We have tax holidays, we have land. In fact, I was in another
with that one, now that Mheshimiwa you are here, my message to you, go and sit down with these people in parliament. Please, let's go back and create and cap a limit. If we are relying on agriculture, let the people at the county level focus on agriculture. At least 25% of the money that goes towards those counties. Otherwise, this problem will keep surrounding us and you will never reach Singapore. Our brother here, Roman, said we're going to be next Singapore. We are relying with agriculture. To be sincere, palm oil that we use, 92% of palm oil that we consume in this country come from Indonesia and from Malaysia. And it is not that we don't have land to produce those palm oil. The good thing is our country is so nice, so peaceful, with very hard-working Kenyans. Just come, we invest together, become our partners here in this country. Because we have everything. We have everything. Very hard-working people. Maybe the other thing I say, Fiscal Africa, we have about 600 employees. I am the CEO of the company. I came with some of a few people here just to see how Kenya, Africa, we can partner with Asia to see what are those areas of partnership. When you talk about digital technology, I'm feeling like, wow, I have to have a 2-minute discussion with that gentleman. Why am I saying this? The people that I work with, most of them are not your age. They are very young people, 20, 25 years. Someone is asking, this person you are asking for 5 years experience. They are your daughters. 3 years and 4, 5 years experience. Where would they get it from? We have decided, these young people, we come first of all impact knowledge on them. Our company, we invest almost 25% of our money towards training. Training. Today I'm very happy to report that the projects that we have, about $100 million, which we didn't even have money. We were forming joint ventures with people. We go and discuss with the land vendor, they agree, and we remain honest that we are going to do escrow account. Don't steal people's money, create an escrow account between you and the bank and the customer. And that, we have done it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And now we are getting now more rand coming to us. We don't buy. We structure the deal, we structure with the bank, and we give people time. Now, why we are here is to tell you, we have very nice project, very nice parcels of land, and the solution that we have is, I can tell you free when I'm sitting here, 87% of people living in urban and peri-urban areas, including Nairobi, are living in rented homes. Rented homes. What solution we have? As Fiscal Africa, we have a rent-to-own program. That amount of rent that you are paying today, that pension that you are having today, it can help you to own a home. 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, that amount that you are going to pay as rent, you save it. When you pay rent to own a house, in 15 years or 10 years, you have something, a house to call your own asset. And you can use it to educate your children. You can use it to take it to the bank as a collateral, and it will help you in future. Let us not live sometimes as if there is no tomorrow. We are still young. We are not getting old. Still young. Let's say a situation whereby is future, and the future is let's plan for today. We plan for our future. We plan today for our future. Let us not only plan for today and today as if there is no future. For our partners who are here, we are ready for greater partnership. We are ready for joint ventures with you. We are ready for equity partnership with you. And we are ready to support our young Kenyans. We are growing at a population of almost 1 million to 1.4 million every year. But Kenya is not changing in size. It will remain the same country. For us to be able to reach it, and we are very hopeful we will reach Singapore. I think it's said that back in the 60s, our economy and advance for Singapore was almost the same. Where you overtake
focus so much on that. We have very nice land. Our temperatures and environment are very good. Come back home. This is home. In fact, when you decide to come to Kenya and live here, you never go to Singapore. You never go to Philippines. You remain here. Kenya is the best country in the world. You don't just live here for some few days. Final things I want to say for good guys who organize for this event. Today I'm not planning to talk about Fiscal Africa in many other ways, but I can tell you, welcome to Fiscal Africa. We have a program for you. Our people are here. They will talk to you. They will bless you. If you have that pension scheme that you have, if you are in a pension, come we sit down how we can structure a deal for your own employees. Don't be happy when that employee is having a house they can call theirs. We had the COVID the other day. People started panicking because they don't have anything. People are using their cars to sell cabbages and potatoes around the street because they were panicking because the landlord, you cannot go to the landlord and tell me, let me use, you have been renting this house for the last 10 years or 15 years, give me this house to go to the bank and borrow money with it. No, it's not possible. But if you have that house paying for the next 10 years, 15 years, you can now go to that bank and use that house as a collateral. Let us embrace rent to own model. As Fiscal Africa, we are telling you something as I sit down. It is not a must that employee to sit down on that 15 million Kenya shillings house, 10 million Kenya shillings house. We can do an incremental home. What is an incremental home? Someone has a dream of owning a 5-bedroom house. You have a dream of owning a 4-bedroom house. But you can start slowly. Have a 2-bedroom. Live there. When you increase another kid, another house. When you increase another one, another one. That way. If incremental in 10 years or in 5 years, you'll be having a 4-bedroom house. But that dream of having 5-bedroom and 6-bedroom and you think it's not working, it's gonna work. If join Fiscal Africa, we have a program for you. We love you. Thank you so much. May God bless you. We have more time for you. We are here for this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you for hosting us.
Thank you very much. With that, I think we could just say that if you get out of the hall, they're the first exhibitors that you will see. Take some time. There's some coffee out there. You're feeling your energies are low as you wait for dinner. Grab some coffee and let's reassemble here back at 7:35. Enjoy. Right, great. Mr. Johari is a visionary in the medical department and manufacturing industry. And his main goal is promoting strategic partnerships, particularly for high-tech technology in Kenya and Malaysia. So feel free to share your presentation and get started as we settle in the room. Mr. Johari, you could begin.
Thank you very much. Desi, Master of Ceremony, Honorary Kenya, His Excellency Mr. Rozaini Muhammad, the Malaysian Ambassador to Kenya, Mr. Peter Mutinda, President of Asia Africa Chambers of Commerce, and all his fellow ESCO and members, colleagues and other guest speakers, together my fellow ESCO members from the Malaysian Medical Device Manufacturer Association's Operan team, ladies and gentlemen, a quick introduction of myself. My name is Johari Abu Qasim. I'm the president of the Malaysian Medical Device Manufacturer Association, in short is Operan team. And also I'm the group managing director of Star Medic Group, Malaysian's medical device manufacturer and also exporters. Please first allow me to extend my deepest appreciation to our host, friends and colleagues from the Asia Okay. Thank you for inviting us today for this most important and event, and also crucially full of potentials.
We'll redirect the questions to you, Mr. Azmi, who will be representing Dano, and we can just have him put up on the screen as well. A 5-minute presentation. Since these are individuals who joined us from 4 p.m. our time, but in Malaysia currently, as has been mentioned, it's 1 a.m. They're really burning the midnight oil to connect with you. So let's just give them our ears. Welcome very much. A round of applause, please. Feel free to start. Mr. Azmi. We are ready for your presentation. All right, I've just seen he's requesting for some time. He's not ready, but Dr. Haizan is ready to share his presentation. So we'll move to Dr. Haizan to share his presentation as well. I hope you can hear me. Dr. Haizan. Dr. Haizan, I hope you can hear me.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
You can proceed.
Okay. Yep. Stacy, thank you. The Honorable Rebecca Mano, Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry, Kenya, fellow speakers, distinguished audience. Habari za jioni, ninaheshima kawa hapa. Well, that's the extent of my Swahili. Ladies and gentlemen, our ancestors started trading long time ago. In 500 BC, archaeologists found Africa's ivory, gold, hide, and ostrich eggs in Southeast Asia. And there were archaeological findings of East Asian products in Africa too. Trading seems to stop when the trading routes were controlled by the West. Now it's time to resume the commerce between us and put in high gear. We have similarities. Both Malaysia and Kenya were colonized by the British. Kenya achieved independence on the 12th December 1963 after a long fight. We achieved ours in 1957. The legacy of colonization is that we share the same usage of English language and we have similar legal framework. And the legacy of colonization leaves us to be fiercely independent with a passion to progress. And we can see much evidence in Kenya, there's a passion to progress. Kenya is nearly twice the size of Malaysia. It has a population of 52 million, while Malaysia has a population of 33 million. But more importantly, we are gateways to larger markets. Both of us combined, we have a gateway to a population of 5 billion. Africa, 1 billion, us 700,000, and we are near to China and India with 3 billion. But not only that, there's a forecast that in Asia, the economy will grow. In 2050, it's estimated the combination of economic growth of China, Indonesia, and India will be 3 times more than US. So we are growing. and we like to be with the people who grow. I like to tell you a story about us, our company. Our company is OSA Technology. We were formed after the biggest tsunami in the world in 2004. Aceh, Indonesia was badly hit. I was part of the first medical team that reached Aceh. There were deaths and injured people by the thousands. I started operating there in the fields, in the field hospital. Sometimes we operate without anesthesia. The conditions were dire.
Dr. Haizan, can you hear us? I'm seeing a bit of technical issues. All right, as we leave room to figure that out, again, I'll reiterate the importance of getting on social media and just share your thoughts. It does not have to be a photo of yourself. It could be a photo of yourself or the thoughts that you have with regards to the event. What have you learned? Is it connect? Is it the value of growing in terms of strategy, the value of growing in terms of partnerships, and making a point to meet one or two people that you have agreed or you have eyed to have a conversation with this evening. I think as we wait for that to get sorted, I will have to request my next speaker to agree to come on next. All right, I can see he's very much willing, and I'll proceed to then do the intro as he gets on here. David Sweeney has over 20 years experience in franchising, and he's very eager to talk to us about franchising. He's worked with different brands and loves calling himself a pizza lover. From Italy, UK,
manufacturing
Spain.
of medical devices and its training center.
Yeah,
Then we had a good lunch.
Pause that. We could pause
and
that. All right, David Sweeney, just come on, and then we'll get back to that. Welcome. Yes, another round of applause, please.
I don't wear a suit very often. The last time I wore this suit, I was giving away my daughter. So I'm speaking at her wedding. So if you want, I can give you away. I don't know. It's let me jump in here. You have this already. What have we got behind me? Have we got a presentation coming up or not? It's okay. I've been asked to speak about franchising as a tool in the entrepreneur's toolkit. What is franchising? That's what it is. So what I decided to do was, there'll be a presentation coming up in a second, but it's quite a fantastic thing to think about, the global economy. I'm an Irish guy, living in England, working for a Russian company that's now headquartered in Dubai, dealing with franchising, Russian version of an Italian take on an American take on an Italian food. So if that isn't globalization, I don't know what could possibly be. Now, franchising, we have the presentation coming up. Okay, well, we'll start with franchising anyway. I'll start talking through this, what we're doing, because franchising, what is franchising? It's a proven business model. So it's a proven business model that's created by somebody else. It's got uniform brand visibility within what we're doing, and it's got an established market position. But that's basically what franchising is. Actually, you could just go ahead with all of the, is this, yeah, oh yeah, just go ahead with all of them. Put them all up, I think, on this one. That's probably the most logical thing to do. And is underpinned by a franchise agreement. Now, we've spoken to my colleague here coming up from Melbourne, having 500 franchise stores. That's really important to have all of this documentation in place. So we're kind of thinking then, what is a franchise and how does that work? So up here, I was going to ask you, how many people here have bought something in a franchise business? Do we know? I would think probably everybody here has bought something from a franchise at some point. And sometimes we don't even realize we've been in a franchise business. We just think it's the local store, or we might think, oh, this is a global brand. But we actually don't know that actually it can be both global and local at the same time. So that's really important. If you click onto the next slide, so all of these here we'll have experienced at some point when we go purchasing something. So there's two pathways that I look at in franchising. One is where if you're very, very creative, you can create a franchise. You can create a business, which is really a fantastic idea. The other thing is, actually, you mightn't be creative, but you might like to buy something that's already out in the market, and how can you take that? If you click on through if you just click on through it, guys, that'd be great. Yeah, just click through, that's it. All right, so what are the benefits of creating? If you're going to create a franchise, what are the main benefits of doing that? So the benefits, so you might be somebody in Nairobi who's created a business that's really a lovely little business, and you can maybe open a second branch or a third branch of that. How can you now take that and open it in London? How can you open it in Krakow in Poland? How can you open it in Cape Town, South Africa? So how can you do that? So you might be the creative person. Please click through, guys. Get some of the things up on this. So this is, because I'm not controlling this, am I? Or am I controlling from here? Is that the idea? No. Sorry, this is challenging. Okay. Sorry, I don't know what to do, guys. We're just gone completely backwards with the slides. Technology. Yeah, never act with WC Fields said never act with children or animals, or indeed technology. So I seem to be stuck on one slide here. Okay. All right. Thanks. No, it's okay. I think what's happened is you've probably taken the slides and put them on PDF. Is that right? Because it's not, yeah, they don't seem to be working through. I'll tell you what then, let me just talk to you about it. If you create a franchise, you want to share it with the world. And I will talk a little bit about, if you look at you can create the franchise from scratch. You need to create all the paperwork and documentation around that, and then take that to the world. So that's a great way of working on international franchising. If you want to do it from another perspective, is you're an entrepreneur, but you mightn't be terribly creative, but you're wonderful at actually rolling something out and looking at the operational excellence within that. If that's the case, then you can look overseas into other places. Look into, like in Russia, for example, we have Dodo franchise. You can take that, and you can then launch that in your home market, and that's really important. If you just stop on that slide, actually, if you go back to the Dodo one for a second. This young man here is a guy called Fyodor. So Fyodor set up the business not very long ago, only 11 years ago. And in that 11 years, we've gone into 20 countries around the world, and with over 1,000 stores. So we're now looking to invest in other markets around the world as well. Coming into other markets, I've been here this is my third trip now to Kenya. I've been in Tanzania, and I've been in Zambia this week, talking to potential investors, but also looking at supply chain, because supply chain is really critical to what we're doing. So supply chain and technology are two of the key things. And we're working with suppliers in different places to make sure that we get the type of quality that we're looking for and consistency within what we're doing. Furthermore, we like to try and work with local suppliers where we can in order to try and keep and grow the economy in the countries that we're now franchising in as well. So this is what we've done here with Fyodor. Last year, we turned over almost $1 billion US, which has been quite remarkable for a company that was only started 11 years ago. So I don't know if we can move forward from here. What happens? If I push a button, nothing. Push another one, nothing. Push another one, nothing. So listen, I'm around, and I would like to talk to you about franchising as a model. Anybody who wants to do that, I'm very happy to have that conversation. And anybody who sets up a business, ultimately, when we set up a business, we're trying to solve a problem. We're problem solvers. That's the most important thing. And we solve problems when we meet people's needs. And that's what we try to do, and using franchising as a model to do that on a global scale. Thank you very much, everyone. Sorry about the technology.
For that, again, technology. All right, thank you for that, David Sweeney. I believe I got a comment or information that we are all in the room. We have not got to interact in terms of knowing what each of us do in terms of business. And ushers are meant to come and just feel free to raise your hand. Tell us a bit about what you do as we prepare to head to panel discussions whereby questions are welcome. Okay, so we'll have the ushers come here to the front. And individuals who would like to tell us about their businesses, fellow CEOs, investors, feel free to just take a go for it. All right, I've seen our first volunteer, our second, our third, perfect. Let's start here.
Hello, good evening. Sorry, my sugar levels are low, so I hope you can hear me. My name is Francis Nasiomba, and I'm the CEO of Raising Capital. We are an East African capital raising advisory firm, and we help investors access businesses. And we also help African businesses access capital. Pleasure meeting, and I hope we can get to interact. Thank you.
Right, a round of applause.
Hello, my name is Wanjiro Gashao, founder of Agashe Communications and Media. What we do is we offer communication solutions to small businesses or SMEs. So the idea is to take your idea, your product, your service, your concept, whatever it is, your brand, from the shelf stage to the customer. So we come up with strategic solutions and we help you walk through to your audience. Another thing that I do is I am a founder of Kaya Initiative, where we support kids in public schools who are special needs children. So right now I'm looking for donors who can assist in this particular project. So I'll be happy to meet anyone here who loves to help special needs children get a better life.
This evening is Millicent Okumu. I am a CEO and co-founder of a company called AgriFlex Limited. We are in the agri-tech sector. We are looking to supply our agro-dealers within Kenya for now and smallholder farmers with high quality and certified farm inputs. We are also technology enabled and we are seriously working on a traceability of the products that are moving within the supply chain because that's a serious problem that we are dealing with as a sector now. Currently, we are actively fundraising because we've had quite traction and we want to move and get our products and services to more customers. So I am here to network and to partner with like-minded partners, investors, and companies which are supporting or linking us to investors to get more funds. Thank you.
It appears this table is the one that's going to do all the talking. My name is Joash Osena. I'm a resident of the UK, although I'm a Kenyan. I'm representing a legal firm. It's called Garth Courts. It's just part of a project that I'm trying to assist them. I know this meeting is all about Afro-Asia in terms of them bringing businesses here. What I'm trying to do here, or what we're trying to do, is support Kenyan businesses that feel the expansion will benefit by having a presence in the United Kingdom. The immigration laws have changed slightly, making it slightly easier for us to, or for you to take your business and set up in the United Kingdom. I've been there for the last 21 years. I own my own businesses there. That's why they asked me to come and see how I can assist and evaluate businesses that are here that can benefit by having a presence in the United Kingdom. So if this is something that you've been thinking about, I'll be here. Ask me questions. I'll be able to give you more information. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Obo Thomas. I work with a company called Nani Palace. Nani Palace is an employment agency that provides services for the jobs for both domestic and also in firms, offices. And currently, we, as everybody need a job and need something to do, we as Nani Palace, we are the best solution for you to get people who are qualified and also are well vetted, because the people, clients always have fear because you don't know the background of an individual. So we take the risk by doing that for you and making work for you easy. And I think we are very liable for everybody. I think you all my clients. So I'm looking forward to get people who we can partner and also solve the unemployment in our country. Otherwise, thank you.
Jambo everyone. Good evening. I'm Robert Manyala. I work with a company called Robi Search Limited, the one that is put there. We are not the sponsor of the event. Our main job here is to make you digitally fit. So we make people trend on Twitter and reach 5 million and above in a day. Number two, we do software development. In Kenya now we have e-teams. People don't know where they can go. You can come to Robi Search Limited, where we do ERP, bulk WhatsApp, bulk SMS, rent collection software. And finally, in terms of franchising, how can you use technology to do things faster, easier, more efficiently, and use less cost? So as Robi Search Limited, whatever disturbs you every day, we have a solution for the same. So we call upon you to partner together with us, and we'll make you digitally fit. Once more, Robi Search Limited, an ICT company that makes you digitally fit.
Good evening. My name is Bernard Odote. I work for House of Procurement. We move goods between buyers and sellers. We manage what we call physical supply chain and financial supply chains. We are in distribution, manufacturing and assembly, and micro-lending. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Margaret Moshero. I'm a director at Rentco Africa Limited. What we do is accelerate sustainable businesses. So we connect clients and help them to be able to get a straight line budget for their companies. So instead of acquiring assets, we lease them to you. So we buy what you want, then you lease them for us for a particular tenure. We're not only in Kenya, we're in different markets, in Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, DRC, Dubai, Mauritius.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Collins Daniel, and I'm director at CSC Limited. This is a consulting firm. We do tax, accounting, and audit. I think in the course of my engagements, I've met David, and Mr. Peter is also a partner with us. So basically how we began working was we were looking at there was a gap in the market.
sometimes you have startups that are struggling with the accounting function, and they don't really appreciate the function of accounting and taxation. And getting people who are qualified may be a bit costly. So I started offering these services to startups and the SMEs. And so basically we offer the same service at a subsidized fee at an outsourced level. So through that, we have been able to help very many other companies. We walk them through the journey, getting the proper, and we also do placements for people. So in the firm, we have other staff, and from time to time, somebody will say, okay, fine, now for me, can you help us get an accountant? Somebody who can help us. So through us, we train. After that, we can place them. So if somebody so happens to come say, I need a sitting accountant, we do the same for that. So it's a gap that we are working with. We began with SMEs, and over time now we are doing over and above. So you're all welcomed. Whenever you have challenges, we're here to help you. Thank you.
Happy New Year, everyone. My names are Brody Robert Joel Makoya Osome. They're all mine, so just remember one of them. But what I want to do right now is actually just share with you something I've watched over the past, let's say, an hour and a half since we've been here. And started over with our first speaker, Mr. Juma. I think he stepped out of the room. And Robinson, I think you said your name is Robinson, also touched on it. The idea of digitally fit, okay? Because if you're not in it, you won't win it. So you should take that to notice. Nobody is paying me to say that. I'm just telling you, you need to be digitally fit. I also liked what my friend here, Mr. Santos. Mr. Santos, you said something about, what was it, 500 million chickens? 500,000. Okay, where I come from in Kenya is Western Kenya. It's, many of you might know, it's the land of Engoho. Engoho, in my language, is chickens. Why can't you bring that business here, and we'll use David Sweeney's idea of franchising? Because the last thing, and I'll get back to you in just a moment, the last thing I also would love to see us doing collectively, and make this internal promise to yourself. And our high energy friend, I can't see him now, but he mentioned 2010 we had a constitution. 2013 we devolutionized. Why is everything in Nairobi and we have 47 other counties? I'm saying 47 others because I also include the diaspora. Let's get out there to my place in Vihiga, or to even out there to Marsabit. Let's go to all of Kenya, because I think when we come together as one, we are untouchable.
I'm so passionate regarding about chicken, yeah? So I would like to know more regarding about the chicken industry in Kenya. But can you answer me one, yeah? Which one comes first, chicken or the egg or the chicken?
I give this to Dave because he was so eloquent up there when technology broke down. So can't answer you now.
Well, it's got to be the chicken. It's got to be the chicken came first because of its creation, right?
The chicken for the win. The chicken for the win. That was a really great session, and may we continue keeping that same energy up. I'll pause it for a bit and we'll get back to it. Next, we'll have His Excellency Zuraimi, who is the High Commissioner of Malaysia. Ruzaimi. Oh, yes. Amazing. Welcome very much as you represent Malaysia to Kenya. Karibu sana.
good evening, everyone. Jambo. Yeah, as mentioned by the MC, I'm the High Commissioner of Malaysia here in Kenya. I saw in the program leaflet, it was written Ambassador to Malaysia. So actually, Ambassador to Kenya, Ambassador of Malaysia to Kenya. I'm here 11 months. I came to Nairobi, the first African country I set foot on last February last year. Right? Hello? Okay, oh, it's louder. Okay, well, when I was first invited by Mr. Peter Mutinda, the organizer, to participate in this program, I had little doubt whether I can be a good contributor for this event. But after some thought, I think it will be good because it will give me opportunity to meet many young, energetic, and bright future CEOs, business owners, or companies in Kenya. I believe majority of you here will become millionaires or billionaires in the next few years. So when I heard the very energetic speakers before me, I got myself excited. And at some point, I think I became a small person in a big group of these energetic young people. Yeah, so congratulations to all of you who are here, and big round of applause for the organizer and all of you who are here. When I prepared my speech, I give it a title, Enhancing Economic Ties Through Effective and Strong Diplomats and Business Community Connection. This is because I'm here as ambassador or high commissioner. My main role is to promote my country, to promote the good relations between Malaysia and Kenya. And I also cover not only Kenya, but 5 other countries, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and South Sudan. So when I'm here, I'll try my best to promote the relations between Malaysia and Kenya and the other 5 countries. So one of the ways that I think I can be good at is to promote it economically, where both of us, I mean the Malaysian side and the Kenyan side and the other 5 other countries, to improve our economic well-being. Yeah. So when I'm here, I would really love to know all of you who are involved in various kind of businesses, because I can link you, if you need to, with Malaysian companies that have related businesses with you for the purpose of expanding or to grow your businesses. So as you now have known or seen me here, after this you are welcome to meet me, to contact me in case that you need assistance from I myself or from my officer in my office to connect you to any businesses in Malaysia or any companies in Malaysia, like what the 2 speakers from Malaysia spoke earlier. Yeah. So I think that's all I wish to say here. I hope it is enough for me to introduce myself and the purpose I'm here. So I'm very glad to have come here to meet you all, and then after this we can form a good relations between the Kenyan businessmen or business community and the High Commission of Malaysia for the benefit of all of us. So thank you very much.
Thank
Asante
you.
sana.
A round of applause. Asante sana. I'm sure now that you've been around, you're learning more Swahili as you go.
Kidogo.
Oh, he said kidogo. Perfect. All right. On to the next. We shall have our representative of the Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Rebecca Miano, who is not with us, but has sent the Director, Stephen Oduo, who shall tell us a bit about his mission here in Kenya and what we are having in the trade, investments, and industry. Karibu sana, Director Stephen.
Your Excellency Rusami Mohammed, High Commissioner of Malaysia to Kenya, Dr. John Chumo, representing Her Excellency the First Lady, Mama Ruto, Peter Mutinda, our host today, and also the President of the Asia-Africa Chamber of Commerce and Industry, distinguished and very energetic CEOs and investors present today. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Let me start by giving apologies of Cabinet Secretary, like you've already heard, and also the Principal Secretary in charge of investment promotion, Abu Bakr Hassan, who is my PS, who also sends his regards. They had wanted to come, but I've caught up with some other engagements, and hence my presence today. So I will read the speech of the CS. Ladies and gentlemen, this event brings together a diverse and dynamic group of individuals from various sectors, like we have already seen, representing the entrepreneurial spirit that drives economic growth and prosperity. I would like to express my gratitude to every one of you for gracing this occasion with your presence. We also have distinguished guests from Australia, the UK, India, of course, our colleagues from Malaysia, Singapore, South Korea, and more, reflecting the global significance of the collaboration between Asia and Africa and other parts of the globe that has now become one global village. Special recognition goes to the Malaysian ambassador to Kenya, who was just spoken before me, who not only joins us tonight, but also serves as a patron for the Asia-Africa Chamber of Commerce, fostering stronger ties between our nations and the two continents. This gathering is not just a meeting of minds. It is a convergence of ambitions, aspirations, and dreams. Entrepreneurs from various sectors, and you've already seen the CEOs, the managing directors, and individuals with a vision to become future leaders. Your presence underscores the importance of collaboration and the exchange of ideas. Tonight, we had the privilege of discussing critical topics that transcend across. We saw David Sweetney's presentation on franchising and the local supply chains for his business, which is a testament to the potential Kenya holds for international investors. Furthermore, we are honored to have investors from OSA Technology under the leadership of Dr. Haizan, who are enthusiastic about establishing a state-of-the-art medical manufacturing complex within Kenya. And we saw it through the digital connectivity. This initiative is not just a business venture. It is a commitment to improving healthcare by producing essential medical consumables and pharmaceuticals
locally. This will undoubtedly contribute to the health and well-being of our citizens, ensuring a more resilient and self-sufficient healthcare system. Dr. Rizamari's vision for halal food supply chain aligns with the growing importance of food security globally. Pentamaster's extensive experience and commitment to providing customized solutions will undoubtedly contribute to Kenya's industrial development, creating job opportunities, and fostering knowledge transfer. The impact of these investments reaches beyond boardrooms and profit margins. It extends to the common citizen, emphasizing financial sustainability and inclusion. The collaborations we discussed tonight will not only create job opportunities, but also enhance the skills and knowledge of our workforce, contributing to the economic well-being of our nation. As we explore these opportunities, let us not forget the positive strides made by the Kenyan government. The initiative to make Kenya a visa-free travel country is a step in that direction. Visa-free travel not only boosts tourism, but also facilitates trade and investment, a crucial component of economic development. The Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry's efforts to lower the cost of doing business and boost economic growth have not gone unnoticed. These initiatives create an environment conducive to investment, fostering a landscape where businesses can thrive and contribute meaningfully to our nation's prosperity. In closing, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to the CEOs present here today, the investors, the entrepreneurs, and business leaders who have taken the bold step to attend this event. Your commitment to exploring opportunities, fostering collaborations, and contributing to the growth of our nation is commendable. To those aspiring to be future CEOs and leaders, I encourage you to dream big, persevere, and seize the opportunities that lie ahead. Let us embrace this evening as a symbol of unity, collaboration, and progress. May the partnerships forged here tonight lead to a brighter and more prosperous future. Thank you very much and good evening.
Applause, please. Thank you. I'll leave that there for our next speaker to come and take the stage with as much ease. The next speaker for us tonight is a representative as well from the Office of Her Excellency, Mama Rachel Ruto, the First Lady of Kenya. And with us is Dr. John Chumo, who is currently the CEO of Mama Doing Good. Karibu sana, and tell us more about the initiatives.
Good evening. As you have been told, my name is Dr. John Chumo, CEO of Mama Doing Good, and we always say I'm doing it the right way. I want Peter to appreciate the following who have actually been able to be with us now. Peter Mutinda, who is the President of Asia Africa Chamber of Commerce, Your Excellency Rusaim Mohammed, who is also my friend, the High Commissioner of Malaysia to Kenya, Stephen Odua, who is the Director, Technical Advisor to the PS in charge of trade, Honorable Keter, investors and CEOs present, ladies and gentlemen. It is great pleasure and honor to stand before you today to speak and also to present Her Excellency's speech, who would have also wished to be here today, Mama Rachel Ruto. Receive greetings from the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Mama Rachel Ruto, who is the patron of Mama Doing Good, which is an initiative where I'm the CEO. She would have been here, but because of other official commitments that came later, she has actually sent me to pass greetings to the CEOs, the investors who are here, and all of you. I extend my sincere gratitude to the President of the Asia-Africa Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Peter Mutinda, for providing this remarkable platform to foster partnerships and collaboration between Kenya and the distinguished investors from the United Kingdom, India, Singapore, Malaysia, and Australia. Kenya is a pivotal moment in its development journey. And we see this gathering not only as an opportunity for our nation to learn from the experiences of our esteemed guests, but also as a strategic partnership to fuel the various key development plans outlined in our bottom-up economic transformation agenda, which we normally say better. As a country and as a government, you've realized that I'm sure as visitors and also people who have been following very closely that the current government has outlined several transformation agenda towards business working in this country. Our nation is proud to boast a youthful and educated populace, holding the second best English proficiency rate in Africa, with an impressive 80% literacy rate. I know if you come to Kenya, especially visitors who have come here today, you can easily get people to communicate. I was happy that one of you, our friend here, was saying that within a short time you are able to talk to somebody who is driving Uber and you are able to communicate, and also promise him to become a millionaire. Not even a millionaire, a billionaire. This places us in a unique position to leverage our human capital for development, surpassing many developing countries worldwide. And I'm happy that our friend was actually talking about how the kind of population that we have, the youth that we have, in terms of the education, and therefore we have a lot of potential as a country. So as investors, if you are here, you are assured that you will not have any problem when you actually bring your businesses here. Kenya stands as the economic powerhouse in the East African community, contributing a substantial 46% of the East African community's GDP, with the fourth largest economy in sub-Saharan Africa. Kenya's economy is diverse and liberal, presenting an array of opportunities for potential investors, among them who are actually seated here. And as I said a few minutes ago, I saw a lot of discussions that we were actually going through here, presentations, and I want to assure you that those businesses and those opportunities are actually found here. You only need to actually come to Kenya. We assure you through the Ministry of Trade and also the Chamber of Commerce here that you can be able to do much more than what you even presented here. Because Kenya, as an opportunity, is a friendly country and has very good people who can be able to assist you to put up businesses around. As the saying goes, the best time to invest in Kenya must have been 10 years ago. The second best time is today. Indeed, this is the opportune moment to invest, and Kenya serves as the ideal gateway to the East African community and the broader African continent. As we all know, that Kenya, we stand in a, geographically in a strategic position where you can be able to reach most of the parts of East Africa through our country, and even to the other parts of this country. You can be able to start from Mombasa all the way to South Africa. Allow me to highlight some key areas of interest for potential investors as outlined in our bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Agriculture forms the backbone of our economy, contributing half of Kenya's GDP. The sector presents vast opportunities across major value chains, including commercial production, mechanization, aggregation, local manufacturing, and export. I encourage investors to explore opportunities in the export of tea, coffee, fresh fruits, nuts, seeds, and also processed food. And with the presentations that were actually being done here, we are actually saying, and my brother here also told you, that as a country, we have opportunities. We have enough space. We have enough area for you to actually do so much in agriculture. Whether you're actually doing anything in mechanization, whether you want to put up aggregation areas, and therefore, this Kenya is also a place where a good number of crops grow. From asal areas, which is almost 80%, to arable land that you can be able to plant anything. And therefore, as a country, we invite you, we welcome you to this country, and we are saying you have an opportunity to actually participate in this. Our manufacturing sector is primarily agriculturally based, with a significant focus on food processing and beverage manufacturing. Special economic zones are being set up across the country to offer opportunities for investment, creating jobs, and fostering economic growth. Ladies and gentlemen, under the Ministry of Trade, we also have special zones, parastatal, that is actually assisting to actually come up with special economic zones across the country. And today, we have a number of them that you can be able to come on board, get somewhere you can actually do some business, you can put a manufacturing plant, you can actually partner with Kenyans who are here, and therefore it is a big opportunity for all of us. And this is already a point that as a country, we are already at that point. Housing is a constitutional right in Kenya, and the demand for new urban housing is substantial. The government aims to build 1 million houses by 2027, presenting a lucrative opportunity for public-private partnerships with the investors present today. As a country, as a government, we have an opportunity. One of the things is that we want to have our people actually living in good houses. And therefore, there is, this government has provided an opportunity that actually by the year 2027, we should have actually come up with at least 1 million houses. And therefore, it is a lucrative opportunity for people to actually work very closely with the government so that we can actually have what we call the public-private partnerships with the investors and the government. And therefore, this is also an opportunity. I think there were presentations here which were made. We already have people who have already taken that opportune time to actually lay infrastructure. And therefore, we are calling upon all of us seated here, that there is an opportunity. The government is committed to increasing the local production of medical supplies, aiming to manufacture at least 50% of essential medicines locally. This initiative not only addresses import reliance, but also contributes to our goal of growing the manufacturing sector's contribution to the GDP to 20% by the year 2030. As a country, we take cognizance that our elderly community, elderly people will obviously enhance the economic activities in the country. And therefore, we are actually encouraging that we have better medical facilities in this country. And one thing is that if we can be able to manufacture some of those medical supplies that we have been importing, the better. And we have also an opportunity for that. As a country, government has a lot of interest in ensuring that the people of Kenya get better medical facilities and also medicine. And the sooner we get more that can be actually produced within, the better, because of the trade. Kenya has made significant investments in ICT infrastructure, making it a hub for the business processes, outsourcing industry. The digital superhighway offers massive potential for outsourced services, and the government has removed value-added tax on exported services to encourage growth in this critical sector. As a country, and I think I'm happy that there was an investor who was actually talking about ICT here. We are saying as a country, we really appreciate, and we want to ensure that most of our systems are digitized. You have actually seen the way, for example, the M-Pesa, which has actually made a lot of magic in this country. You can actually work without money. I think there are people who work maybe even within a month without even touching physical money, courtesy of M-Pesa. And actually what we are saying, we are going that way in most of the things, whether it is government office management, whether it is the industry, whether it is the schools. And therefore, this is an area that as a government has actually indicated to support the investors to develop more and also get an opportunity to serve this country. With the proposed 40 megawatts solar power generation project and the 300 megawatts project in Samburu County, Kenya presents key investment opportunities in clean energy. Investors are encouraged to explore public-private partnerships and join ventures to contribute to the country's energy needs. One of the things that we are actually discussing, not as Kenya, not as Africa, but internationally, is the issue of climate change. And we are all aware that this climate change issue is no longer a boardroom discussion. It is something that is actually affecting most of the parts of the world. No one here can say you have not been affected by climate change. For us as a country, for the last 5 or so years, we had a serious drought that actually came up after 40 years that we have never experienced before. And we lost a lot of livestock, a lot of livelihoods, and therefore we want to see that we actually transit from, dirty energy to clean energy. In this case, we are talking about the use of solar power. In Kenya, we have an opportunity. If we are talking about, for example, 80% of our area, which is actually so much asal, we can be able to put a lot of efforts there to produce more electricity. And therefore, when you are seated here today, you have friends, you have anybody, come to Kenya. This is an opportune time. It's a place where you can actually put up a lot of solar infrastructure, and the government has an opportunity also to support this so that we can be able to reduce effects of climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, as you consider investing in Kenya, rest assured that you will not work alone. the Kenya Investment Authority has established one-stop shops for investors from various parts of the world, including Asia. I think the technical advisor to the PS also mentioned that our Kenya Investment Authority, which is one of our agencies as a country, has actually, moved to ensure that we have stop shops across the world. And I think even Asia, as we discussed with most of you, this is an opportunity also to take care of this. Our nation's commitment to creating an enabling environment for foreign direct investment has been reflected in recent rankings, making Kenya the most preferred investment destination in the continent. And we are proud of that. I think you need to clap for this country for being ranked the most preferred investment destination in the continent. And therefore, you are not in the wrong place. You are in the right place to ensure that you actually take the advantage of this preferred destination, this country called Kenya, a great country, a country with a lot of peace, with very friendly people, with a lot of opportunity. In conclusion, I extend a warm welcome to all potential investors. Together, let us embark on a journey of growth, collaboration, and shared prosperity. We eagerly anticipate working hand in hand to elevate our economy to new heights and support you as our investors, our friends, our partners. Asante sana, and God bless you all.
Asante, Dr. Chumo, to you too. Asante. Great. I left a promise on the table. That's okay. We'll pick it. I left a promise on the table, and the promise was we'll have more people introduce their businesses and themselves. And once that is happening, I'll have the panelists, aka the presenters, who have come up here since I have introduced each and every one of you. We'll have the questions from the audience also come to us, and we'll answer them. We call it quick fire in what I do. So with that, I believe the ushers have the mics, and with the same regard, Mr. Alphonse, Mr. James, Mr. Sweeney, my amazing presenters for the day, feel free to come and take the stage together with me as we answer the questions that will come. All right, so raise your hand if you want to do a quick intro. I see there's a question right there. Okay, so this side of the floor is getting ready. Welcome, panelists. Yes.
Good evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Claire. I am an entrepreneur in the agricultural industry. I am also the CEO of Sub-Sahara Chamber of Trade. We are an apex body to Chamber of Commerce organizations with a reach 27 countries in Sub-Saharan Africa. So we love entrepreneurs, and we make it our business to link them to markets, to link them to finance, to link them to suppliers, and also leverage technology. And I'm happy to be here.
A round of applause. Thanks.
Check. Check 1, 2.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, my name is David Kagwema. I'm the Business Development Associate at ScaleNest, which is a UK-based company that helps you as a business or organization to access finance. I'm sure everybody here has an aspect of need of finances in whatever we do. So if that is you, please, we can interact out here. Thank you.
Okay, we'll pick the last one, and from there will be questions to the speakers who are sat here with me.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michelle. I'm the CEO and founder of Golden Memories Adventures and Events. I'm in the hospitality industry. I'm happy to be here, happy to meet Romel and Sereni and the fellow CEOs over here. Really nice to be here. So if you're looking for a holiday home, we have a 5-acre beach property at the coast. We can accommodate up to 60 people, so you're welcome to come and enjoy accommodation. In terms of business, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm coming up with an app called D30. In short, it's called Dakika 30. So if you can order, it could be medicine or a product from the supermarket or your nearest vendor and can be home within 30 minutes. If it's not within 30 minutes, it's free. So I'm looking for partners who are good in the tech and logistical space, and it's a very good innovation that is going to revolutionize Kenya. Lastly, I have 300 acres of land, family land, so anyone who's looking for a partnership to invest in, could be agriculture or a mini hotel here in Kajiado, just very near to Kisayan, I'm available to discuss partnerships. Thank you.
Amazing. I wish I could say I can take all the 300. All right, on to the next. The questions, I'm seeing their hands up. Let us direct the questions to our speakers, the presentations they gave, and this is your chance to shoot that shot. Yeah, there's the mic. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Actually, it was not really a question. I just wanted to close the session for the brief introduction. Kindly allow me for that. Okay, so
in return, you will give us a question.
I will.
A deal is a deal.
A deal.
Perfect.
All right. So my name is David Moya. I work with I'm here representing a company that helps businesses to win, and when businesses win, we take pride in that. So which company is this? This company is GrowthPath Digital Consulting. So we are an integrated digital consulting firm. So we cut across digital content development, marketing, and also talk about influencer management. So we have operations in East Africa, Central, and Southern Africa. So our clients are all distributed across all those regions. So maybe to break down our services briefly. So one of our specialization or areas that we specialize, it's communication for development. That's one of our specialization area. Also technology for technological services. Number 3, it's advanced multimedia. Also talk of learning management system development, and also e-learning content development for your clients, or rather for your employees in your companies. It's also very important. It comes in when you want to easy to onboard a new employee or to upskill your employees. Also, I'm happy to see some of our clients here. HOP, House of Procurement, Mr. Bernard, thank you so much. That's all. So if you're looking to also grow with us, let's help you reach to your audience, to your clients. I'm here. I'm the plug. Thank you.
Thank you. The plug, the question from your end. The question? Okay. We'll give him time. We'll give him time. Great. Any other hands, kindly? We have the team passing on the mic. I see there's one on this room. Let us see how quick our usher is. All right, so there are quite some hands. So the balance has been tipped off from this side of the room to that side of the room.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daniel Maina. I'm the commercial manager for Scan Global Logistics. We are a multinational forwarding company. And my question today is with the Malaysian government represented here, and us as the Kenyan government, and the investors, what are we doing to ensure there is balance of trade? What I mean is, as we are bringing in a lot of vessels into the country, I don't know, 2 vessels every month for wheat, a vessel of sugar, a vessel of this and that. What can we do together? Because it is not nice to offload a vessel and the only thing it picks from Mombasa is empty containers back to Malaysia, back to Dubai, back to US. It is not good. We do have all that we need. 50% of arable land is in this Africa, is in Kenya. What is all of us doing? What are we doing to ensure there's that balance of trade? As Malaysia is doing production, can we provide the raw materials for the production? So we pick the raw materials, deliver back, or what can they, what do we need to do? I hope I'm asking a question. Thank you so much.
All right. Mr. Santos, are you open to answering that?
Political answer or commercial? All right. So I will try to answer that question to the best of my knowledge. Normally, that kind of questions gets addressed to the, politicians. In my experience, in our business, basically, through the consolidated business model that we operate, the very first thing that we might need to look at is the internal resource of the country. Mr. Sereni and myself, for the past 2 breakfasts that we've been talking here at our hotel, the same question keeps coming up to mind. What does Kenya have to offer to bring out to the world? There's a very big bust of underutilized opportunity. If you're going to ask me what that is, I myself don't know. So, being in the livestock industry, corn is normally an unstable balance for feed for chicken, because corn and soya is one of the major components to make the feed. So our company is engaged in shrimp farming, commercial shrimp farming, and also we are engaged in commercial growing of poultry or chicken. Let's use the power of technology. Information technology. We can now share information amongst us from different parts of the world without leaving your kitchen, without going to, the office. Or while shopping, we can all go. Who uses Amazon here? Who uses Alibaba here? I use Alibaba all the time. I use Amazon all the time. I use eBay all the time. So why can we not create economic opportunity here in Kenya by using a very simple platform, which you all Kenyans are really good? You're tapping the rate of one of the advanced technologically orientated people. So I hope I've given you an answer.
Very interesting question. So maybe I add from where Dr. Rommel Santos. While in Singapore I'm doing the supply chain, I've already explained that. Now, we import a huge containers directly from Brazil, and I deal directly with BRF, right? But we also work on bringing in the livestock from Malaysia, right? And I work with the largest cattle, Leong Hak, Kisong, and all. And in fact, in Singapore, we are all working together, right? And today, because of this global shortage in terms of food security, we have to work even more passionate about securing our own food security. I think I agree with Dr. Rommel Santos. That's why, as the president of the Chon-In breeding technology, this is not something easy to be done, because it takes the whole composition from the government and all, because every part of importation of breeds to any part of the importing countries, you need all the relevant approvals, right? But are we looking in terms of the export of non-GMO? If the breeds actually is from a pure line with no chemical injection, correct? And I think in Kenya, I think the population actually adores, to have the non-GMO. And with that, in my personal opinion, we need to actually transform and give back, in terms of this food security by working with all the local farmers. Right? We need to empower them. We need to be the off-taker. We need to work in a kind of unison. So my whole idea, when we adopt the breeding technology, be it in cattle or be it in the part of chicken or be it in the part of farming for the crops, vegetation, food security must be resolved within the individual country. And you need to build up that capability so that you will be able to create employment. You will be able to reduce the gaps between the poor as well as the rich. And we need to actually empower by giving opportunities to all. So Singapore is a very, very small country. We are interdependent in terms of our ASEAN nation, right? But we can't be doing on our own because food security, of course, we are the global trade hub. Like for me, myself, as I mentioned, I opened up a manufacturing factory for food in Malaysia. And I work with Jakim to be able to go into the Islamic economy. And I tell the rest of my Singaporean manufacturers, the only way for us to be sustainable, we have to be out of our country. So on that note, I'm already mentioning, Mr. Dexter O, who is the Singapore Business Federation and is in charge of Africa. He will be in contact with Mr. Peter Mutinda. I'm serious about doing this business. This is number one. And I think Mr. Peter Mutinda also will be approached by our Enterprise Singapore from the Nairobi. And we see a lot of the opportunity if we are able, because beautiful in terms of language, every one of you all are actually in speaking English. You have your own native, but the 3 days that we are here, we feel really, really like a big family. So I hope we can continue this journey. This is not the first and the last, but I think when it comes to food security, it's a matter that we have to bring every one of us into the same page that we will be able to prosper. So I hope Kenya will be the beacon of the manufacturing hub for the rest of the Africa. And there's a lot of opportunity that we will be able to be doing together. That's the kind of commitment coming from us. Thank you.
All right. I believe you've got expansive answers to that. And it has been mentioned that Peter Mutinda will be getting contacts and being the linkage. With his permission, the Chambers of Commerce would like you to give you his number. For those who do not have it, feel free to note it down. I'm reading it quite quickly. 07, or for those who are international, +254 72035 6012. He's very willing to reach out to all of you and your businesses to get in contact and in business, as we mean business here. Next question, please, and let's keep it brief. There's a question right here. Okay, there's one there, then we'll come to you.
Good evening, everyone. Pardon my voice, this breaking has come in a bit late. My question is directed to the concept of franchising. I think the biggest takeaway I expected to get today was to understand the intricacies around franchising. One of the biggest complaints you hear is people say it's difficult. The trade between inter-Africa country is very, very difficult. It's easy to import or export something to Europe than it is to take it to South Africa. So I'm going to spend the next seconds explaining to you what my business does. My name is Odero. I run a business called Andishi Africa. It's actually an enterprise because what we sell, we expect it to influence the community. We are keen on the distribution, creation, consumption, and distribution of creative African literature. The creation, consumption, and distribution of creative African literature. We have programs that run amongst early learners. We call it the Hadithi Foundational Literacy Program, where we find volunteers who train young learners how to read and write African stories. We have programs that run in secondary schools and also among adults. When you are talking about franchising, it hit me that this is a blanket model that could work in every other country in Africa. My question is, at what point would I feel my enterprise is franchise ready? At what point would I feel like the challenges that we face when doing the normal supply chain of technical or physical materials that are supposed to be exported, the policies and government institutions, how they control how products move from one place to the other. And from a technical perspective and financial perspective, how does this speak into a business that is struggling within its country, has not yet really established itself internally well, but feels, because my business model is based on community and numbers, and the people who really feel we need a way in which we can start to appreciate ourselves as an African people.
Okay, let me try and address that. I think a business is ready for franchising when you're ready to open a second branch of whatever you do. So if you open a second branch of what you do in a different city in particular, where you have a distance between you, can you then replicate what you're doing in the second city in the first city? So can that be replicated? If it can, then you're ready for franchising. Now, underneath that, you have to have systems and processes in place, because if you don't have systems and processes in place, you're always going to get a different result. So trying to document everything in a way that can then be communicated through training to replicate what you've done in another market. And there are people who can help do that. I can certainly point you in the direction of some things online that are free, but also through some consultants and friends of mine that I know in the industry that will help make sure that you have the right things in place, the systems and processes and the documentation. And then it gets into the complication of the legal agreements that underpin that. And then, in my case, I go to a lot of trouble to make sure that we've got trademarks and so forth registered in other markets. But by all means, yeah, catch me afterwards and we can go through some of the detail on that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you for that. There's a question here. Okay, sure.
Maybe I can also give us more insight to support my brother here. For a franchise to work, the standard operating procedures of the second branch must be similar to the first branch. If you eat a KFC chicken here and it does not taste the same one in another location, that is not a good franchise. As he says, you must ensure the procedures and the processes that you are applying here and the ones that are here are similar. If you are not sure, don't open. If you are sure, you can leave down this one with a properly trained resources and go to the next one, apply what you are using here when you know very well. If you go replicating that one and that one and that one, the other one, you don't need to be there. You can sell your business to someone else to use your name. You'll be eating on your name. They will rent a space. They brand your name. They will have everything. They will learn the business as if it's you, but it is not you. Simple.
I'm looking at government regulations. I think we understand the African dynamics very well. For example, there are content we can freely share in Kenya because we enjoy the freedoms and the policies that our constitution gives us that might not be welcomed as much in a fellow African country. I'm saying this because basically what we share is content, what we sell is content, and how that affect how this company grows if we are to do our next step. Let's say we want to go to Uganda or DRC. We're looking at currency values, we're looking at the sophistications around just the process of setting it up as well. the process of establishing yourself in that country, and then also the policies around government and what you can do. I think this is rather contextual to my case, if I'd say.
Yeah, that is something I get involved with a lot, because we are now in 20 countries with Dodo, and we've got 8 more countries we're planning to open in the next 12, 15 months. And each time it takes at least 15 months for us to get all of the regulations in place to enter a new country. It is time consuming and it's expensive, but yeah, absolutely. And every country is going to be subtly different, because the regulations will be different. The acceptance of the product or service you're providing will also be different. So we have to always localize that, and of course localize the IT that supports it as well.
All right, I hope you have the mic. Great.
Good evening. My name is Martha, and I'm the Vice Chair for the International Chamber of Commerce.
But our head office is now based in Dubai, and she's a lady heading that business from Dubai, which is in that culture.
Okay, thank you for that. One more question, please. There's a lady there who wanted to introduce herself in the previous round. She can ask her question, yes.
Thank you so much. My name is Lena Nyaga. I'm the current COO for Atlantis. We're a medium-sized company dealing in veterinary drugs, public health products. We're in the business of importing and distribution. And we've been around now for 6 months, 6 years this April. And I think, as Okumu said, we have quite some traction in the market. And we are actively looking for funding. So my question would be directly to the investors. I would like to maybe understand your current forecast in investments as you're looking for partnerships in Kenya, to see if we align with you as we're looking to move into manufacturing, and eventually also looking to move to Uganda and Tanzania. So thank you so much.
Okay, I guess I'm going to answer that question again, aren't I? All right. With the trade partnerships, firstly, I can only speak to what we are currently doing at the moment. Basically, we own our own investment company. We're a licensed investment company in Australia, and we actually have 3 licenses that we hold. So from my perspective, we normally, I don't know if a collective and consolidated business model makes sense to everyone here. So from my perspective, we normally understand what the business is like. We understand that not everything is that you can populate into one business. So with your case, for example, as to just did not hear exactly what your business does, if there is an opportunity for collaboration there, either supply, joint venture partnership, or maybe equity, buying equity into your company, those are the things that, that we do. There is some kind of interesting concept in one of the licenses that we're actually buying at the moment. So we don't own it yet, we're buying it, but it's an online crowdfunding platform. So I don't know if that has, being done here in Kenya, but we own a franchise restaurant as well. We own a chicken restaurant. But from my level, I'm not here to sell the restaurant. I'm here to sell the investment part of the restaurant to those people who cannot afford to own a restaurant, but they want to be in the restaurant business. So we sell them an equity share or a unit share into our company at a minimum of $1,000. So what we do then is we raise our funds from there, and in turn we start opening restaurants. So opening restaurants, we need to find suppliers of our, for example, vinegar or marinade. We need to find supplier of our grills. We need to find suppliers of everything. So that could be one form of collaboration. But if you're looking for an investor and you have that particular item that we need, then a joint venture partnership is a possibility. So there's different types and ways that you can raise funds within your business. I hope I've answered that question. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. I think we can call it an evening and now prepare for sumptuous good meals. I'll invite Peter, our current host, to tell us a bit about the photo session and then head toward the dinner. Oh, there's a running joke here. Did I say the food session or the photo session? I think it's the hunger calling. The hunger calling. Welcome, Peter.
Thank you very much. It's good to talk about hunger calling. Then you're talking about food security as well. So, thank you so much. That was real. We want to take some photos here with our government representatives, together with the investors. And I think it can happen on the stage here. Somebody can help us. Yeah, but if you had questions and you feel you can interact, we can still continue, right? After we take the photos. Yeah, we can still give somebody, enough time to do that. So, please,
so
Your
we can
Excellencies, you can come
here
here.
at the very front.
As well as His Excellency Ambassador Ruzaim, you can come over here.
Just come here to the front. Yeah.
Okay, we can add some 2 seats here. Somebody can help. Come, help. Some 2 seats here. Quick. You tell us whether you can capture it, right? Some can be seated. Thank you so much, our audience. An awesome moment. The CEO Conclave and Investors Dinner First Edition, organized by Asia Africa Chamber of Commerce. And you are all invited to become members of Asia Africa Chamber of Commerce as we talk about opportunities and expose you to investors in various parts of the world.
All right, perfect. Let's just give a round of applause for the panelists as they come down as well. They've done their very best to answer impromptu questions as they came. So thank you very much for answering the questions as they came. With that, we can call it a wrap and head towards the dinner, which is being served towards my left. Towards my left is where the dinner is served. And I'd want to go in the order of tables, but I believe we are all organized CEOs and investors. So let us just take our time, network, talk a bit. On this other side is the restroom. Enjoy the dinner. Music, please. The celebrations begin.